You see, one of the only things standing between the toxic exposed veterans at Knitter and comprehensive health coverage and benefits from the VA is documentation that the Department of Defense has that will prove that they served where they actually did. This documentation exists, and we're just waiting for the department to act. Every day that you delay in providing this information, another veteran and their family suffers unnecessarily. Last week, I had the opportunity to meet many of these veterans. 2 hours before I met them, one of them received a call from his oncologist informing him that he had multiple myeloma, an incurable blood cancer. Over the weekend, Dave was notified that 2 more of his cohort had recent deaths. The Invisible Enemy, which is an organization Dave founded, maintains a memorial list of those who worked at Knitter and have passed away. When Dave testified before the House Veterans Affairs Committee roundtable 13 months ago, 462 veterans were on this list. Today, that list includes 565 names. Just 1 year of inaction has led to 103 veterans passing without the care that they received, that they earned, and their family without the benefits. This list grows by an average of 1 every 2 days. Mr. Secretary, you have the authority to provide the VA with the documents they need today to get these veterans the help they need. These veterans have been waiting far too long. Can you please commit to me that you will be able to provide that list or that information as soon as possible so that these veterans can get the care and the benefits that they have rightfully earned?
Well, thank you for what you're doing for those folks, and I can certainly commit to you today that, my chief's right here. We will get a review for me as soon as early as next week, and I'll get back to you on what our department's position should be on that.
Okay, well, I first of all, we have the information. The Department of Energy has provided these benefits to the same cohort of people who've worked alongside them. We cannot wait for another review. I'm asking for your commitment.
I'm not talking about a full review. I'm just talking about a familiarization, so I understand exactly what you're talking about, wrap my arms around it, and then get you a response. It's not a situation I have all the facts on. I just want to get all the facts and understand it before I commit to something like that.
All right. I just, like I said, 1 person every 2 days, 1 veteran who has served this country is dying, and their families are going without the benefits they've earned. I can't express how urgent this need is. I thank you for your immediate attention to this issue.
Thank you, gentlelady. Mr. Elzey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, General Kane, Jay, thank you all for being here. To all the staff sitting uncomfortably in very tight seats behind him, thanks for your dedication to our country. Master Chief Isom, you joined the Navy in 1987. Ronald Reagan was still president. You've been in uniform for 39 years. I'd like to thank you and your family for all the sacrifices that you've made. You're clearly the essential man, and I always want to point that out, that you've been serving in the Navy since I was a junior in high school, and so I'm very, very grateful. As we address $1.5 trillion request, I want to say I appreciate participating in the tabletop exercise at the Pentagon, and I encourage all my colleagues to attend and do that. It gives a very clear message on why we're asking, or you are asking for $1.5 trillion and how it's justified. As we move forward with contested logistics and as eventually this war in Iran will end, and the Indo-PACOM becomes the focus again, I'd like to see Congress fully fund the request for the Marine Corps McClellan-class LSM and the KC-130J for both the Navy and the Marine Corps. But the budget request breaks them up, and I'm not sure how you skin that cat. Moving to force protection and counter-UAS, as we've seen in Iran, at nations that are somewhat far away from Iran, we've had a force protection and counter-UAS issue as we've lost an E-3 AWACS, which is worth $500 when we $500 million when we bought it, but it's irreplaceable, and there are fewer of those than B-21s. I think we're seeing the reach of UASs affect us in a way that we probably didn't anticipate, and we need to continue to use new companies that are developing new technologies to go after UASs. General, you addressed Karl von Clausewitz, so I'll use Sun Tzu as a counter. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. And we deployed the USS Ford in June 24th of 2025. It's going on 11 months at sea. And as one of only two people in the room who have been on extended deployments on ships, myself and Master Chief Isom, I just want to point out, thanks to the families who are sacrificing, this is going to harm a lot of families. And as we realize that every conflict we've been in the last year has included the Ford, and it's been essential to our operations. It also points out the need for carriers, and I don't think 11 is enough, but also recognize that downrange, that's going to affect the availability and the readiness of our force going forward. So along with that, the capabilities that a sixth-generation fighter on the carrier are so important. As we've already seen, we've got the F-47. We're going to down-select the FAXX later this summer. General Kane, can you address why having both of those is so important?
Well, first, sir, I want to echo your gratitude for the Ford. Yesterday, the air wing flew off, so we know that Oceana was a very happy place as those aviators fought through 800 feet broken to come up initial, as they should, after a record-setting deployment. So we welcome the Ford back. You know, my job, I won't comment on a particular program, but the job that I'm in now is to offer a range of options to